Hello everybody and welcome back to Comic Studio. Before we're gonna begin up this video, I just completely typed suicide for this thing as well since the previous video as well, but I got something for bad news for this time as well. Unfortunately, the 4th anniversary of my channel has been canceled, but I have decided to cancel the 4th anniversary of my channel because my decision was going to be a failure to my channel as well, because which could lead to my channel's failure. But unfortunately, I won't be able to be making this as well. Last year, I just reviewed my channel, unless I might gonna be reviewing this again. And of course, that won't be able to be worth it as well. And of course, I cannot believe it. This is going to be for my last hard work as well. And for the one last ever, for the 4th anniversary of my channel, this won't be able to be going for around like anything as well until further new videos coming up for as well, or not. Unless, well, I'm sorry, but I have to make a little bit of one decision for too much as well. As we're going for Suicide Mouse Comic Studio. So we're going to be checking out for this thing as well. Because in the last video, it was pretty disturbing in Friday Night Funkin version for this thing as well. But let's get around here for this thing as well. And that might be going to be this one as well, but that must be for multiple of them, including for some sort of Wednesdays like those things. Well, most of them probably aren't like those things. They are drawn by Antichrist persons, including for one of their peoples, or probably like they have drawn or created by Antichrist persons, and many of them as well for the homosexuals like those things, for many of those viewers for over age of 18 or 16 or 13 years old for around for this thing as well. So it may got 3 of the suicide mouses from anything as well, and probably this is hard to make for just only one decision for those things as well. So let's get right straight into the Suicide Collection expanded version, which is going to be for even this one, and it's even more disturbing that I just never able to be told around here for this thing is as well. So this could be for the logo or the title, and just what I just going to be suing this, or I'm not gonna be finding whatever it is. So it might gonna be under investigation for the United States government. But as you can see, the Suicide Collection expanded version is owned by Skylar Film Studios, or Skylar Film Studios, thanks to the original characters from the Friday Night Funkin' mod, or some sort of like those things. I know the first preferences could be for around of those things. For 100 years ago, over 100 years ago, for something, I'm not probably sure, for some sort of, for the under 90 years, that maybe that the first time, or nothing that I just going to be looking around here, since Mickey Mouse has been unleashed around here, that since after Bandy and the Ink Machine. So this is where the first thing that's seeing for some sort of Mickey Mouse could be for perhaps over 100 years ago, and I never to be found around here for starting off those things as well. But I cannot believe this isn't what I just never expected. So I know that the description of the Suicide Collection Comic Studios, including multiple comic creators, could be for around the age of 14. That says around into the description, or like them so. But nothing to make those things. It could be for around here that says make comics with different mouse AVI mods above the mods that appeared in the collection with the 3.0 or 0.3.0 and 0.4.0 teasers, and below are other mods that are contains multiple of those violence and contains something really disturbing just for the age of 14 users or some kind of persons as well to be checking this out on that link. Should be able to be for to do this as well. We're not going to be doing for this some kind of link. As for the submitted sprites, that concludes with drawings and pixelated stuff. The fan-made mods could be for around that which represents the main mods, B-side, retro holds, and the D-sides. And nothing is absolutely probably a little bit unfinished. All times the origins of those things as well. I'm not very sure. Aren't origins like themselves? It goes for around with Mickey Mouse classics from the 1920s and 30s during the Great Depression, and the extras are like those, some kind of like those things, a little stuff that who did as well called as the extras as well. I'm probably remembered around for Mickey Mouse Clubhouse that I just completely found out that all of my siblings have just going to be watching it throughout for the days or like those things when I was pretty young as well. So since we do not able to be looking out for the characters that started to get maybe copyrighted like those things as well, this comic creator has 4 categories as well. Even for some sort of like probably let's get to be moving around here for another one of the another categories is called the items, could be for some sort of the posters. Oh gosh, oh my gosh, that was absolutely pretty disturbing as well, which is the logos, banners, and kind of other stuff as well. So that must be for the effects like themselves, some sort of logos, and the banner evolution, which led us to do this as well. The first release came from around here for this thing as well. I'm probably not very sure. This is pretty awful for me. And the fan-made mods, oh my gosh, this is actually for another one for the old times. Another one is the Happy Meals. The extras could be only one, and I cannot believe that I just never find this out. So this is actually the logo from the West things as well for some sort of the Ves's mouse, which is the original logo could be for around Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, but we knew somehow that he just looked up for a little bit as well. It was owned by Disney, and now there is nothing left to be found as well. Nothing, of course, could be for only one exception for around here. So I'm never gonna be eventually that I just never saw this. Eventually, that was an honorable mention from everything else from around here. That was a nice and pretty stupid and pretty more really disturbing beyond of those things as well. But instead of those some kind of submitted sprites like this, we already seen this, by the way, as for some sort of pixelated like other kinds of things as well, or colorized version, and probably I'm probably not sure that we're going to be using for studio crossovers like them. Of course, that wasn't going to be pretty like the submitted sprites, and the only thing is the paper could be for some sort of like this. The transparent like this could be for the Sunday Night Suicide. And what is it gonna be for another one? It says real disturbing as hell around here. So in the backgrounds could be for exactly one thing, including in the background from Baldi's Basics. So let's just probably review the backgrounds first, and that we've seen this thing as well, starting in Friday Night Funkin' around as well. Everything is Friday Night Funkin', except that, or not, is going to be for the badness of the imagination. So every kinds of those backgrounds isn't going to be so much place to be. So starting with this, no, there's nothing everywhere here, and including right here. Yes, every background of those things are quite fully disturbing, and it was not probably good for me, so that wasn't gonna be recommended as well. So you're gonna be at the age of 18 if you're going to be seeing this more disturbing, and you didn't absolutely going to be liking this whenever it's going to be constant around here. We didn't add for some sort of like anything as well. We're reviewing, still reviewing, so many backgrounds, and it was a lot. The old timers could be for actually this one, and that wasn't exactly going to be for this thing as well. So, but nothing just starting with the secondary one could be actually like that. That must be. It's not gonna be the original image. So there could be the original image or something. So even the very first could be exactly as this. I'm not very sure. It could be even the neighborhoods. And nothing exactly as this one as well. So it must be going to be for this one, I guess. Or I guess not. Without further ado, this is not going to be that I just going to be taking to do this as well. I'm not going to be talking this a lot of words for sharing this. So absolutely, there must be a funny note that Fandy is here. I'm not pretty sure. This isn't going to be for around here, but I'm not gonna be very sure. I wouldn't be able to be added for like this. Instead of the characters like this, I'm gonna be using for some studio crossover. And that marks to the end of this video. But wait a minute for around as well. We also added real automobiles, including for some sort of like the other kinds of the old-fashioned automobiles from Cookie Run Oven Break and whatever, like many more as well, from their sides as well, including for some sort of like we added for around Cookie Run characters such as Cozy Cafe and the NPC characters from their cells from Cookie Run Kingdom, including most of all from vehicles and persons or some kind of people from Thomas the Dank Engines, like those things as well. Probably like the peoples and the vehicles from Thomas and Friends, and nothing of course that eventually added for some sort of nothing just like the Volkswagen Beetle and many more, some kind of Model A's of course, and nothing probably that I never to be like seeing like anything as well. And that the first encounter could be for around for some sort of motorcycles, or nothing is absolutely going to be for a single as well. So nothing expected around here from some sort of like for the other kinds of vehicles from the Pixar cars, and especially that we're starting around for 2008 Buick LaCrosse, and another one are like for some sort of trailer, could be the teaser of the Chrysler 300C from 2008 or 7 or some kind of like the other kinds of years for to do this as well. The old-fashioned like those things as well for some sort of like the cookies have just gone melting as well, which includes the immigrant, a motorcycle for some sort of a people from Thomas and Friends, and all overall for as well for some sort of like this. Eventually added ladder, and of course like for one thing is right behind is Carl Johnson, and even more cars, including right behind is the Chevrolet SSR or the Chevrolet HHR, and many other kinds of persons over here. And right next to Lily from Pixar Cars, and right behind of this cookie could be for right another one. It was besides of the automobile, and right another for one thing as well. So that wasn't going to be for one thing before the end of this video. There must be Bertie right besides of this an old-fashioned vehicle, and that was probably essentially the end of this video, of course, around here. So don't forget the link is going to be in the description below as I'll be ending up this video right away as well. And don't forget that you might going to be find something into the description for browsing comics, whatever, to do this as well. But something is absolutely going to be investigating in the future by somewhere by the other kinds of government around the world, and especially from the United States as well, for some sort of like this as well. But these things have just claimed me for only one reason. For that's it for all around as well. So I'll be see you in another video as well. And I'll talk to you Media Lads and Comic Studio users all later. So thanks for watching and have a nice day. Media Lads, like other kinds of friends, like those things as well. And of course, yes, I'll be signing all the way off. And probably I'll talk to you Media Lads all later, by the way.